Now, on the back of uncertainty over Trump's tariff policy and the turmoil, crypto market has seen downward moves now. Bitcoin today fell below $89,000 mark and about $230 billion. They have been wiped out from global crypto market. While cryptocurrency was on an upswing since Donald Trump came to US President's office, and we will discuss more with Ajeet Khurana, crypto expert, on this. Good evening to you, Mr. Khurana. First of all, let's begin by understanding about the reasons for this fall, why this kind of fall we saw witnessed in the market, and what is the way forward for this Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
I think that when analyzing a fall, one should also analyze what had led to the rise. Today, we are at the Bitcoin price, which was almost exactly the case 100 days ago, which means around 19th of November. One of the things that gave impetus to Bitcoin price was the huge positive sentiment that President-elect at that point of time, Donald Trump, brought. And in that, one big factor was the Bitcoin reserve by the federal government of the US. This would have led to hundreds of billions of dollars, which means lakhs or tens of lakhs of crores of rupees worth of Bitcoin purchase by the US government. Now that has neither has that happened, and currently there is news that it may not happen anytime soon. So one good reason for it to have gone up has gone down, and the second thing is that the interest rate action expected from the Federal Reserve, which was supposed to benefit all risk assets, most notably crypto, also does not seem to be headed where it was. These two factors combined, I think, are the big reason for the fall.
And going forward, what is the way now? Because these cryptocurrencies, well, we saw when Donald Trump came to White House, the cryptocurrencies saw massive jump, Bitcoin touching $1 lakh mark. Now, what is the way forward?
Two things. First is that in both directions, upward as well as downward, I think the market tends to overreact. I think all risk assets do, but Bitcoin and cryptocurrency more than any other. I think that as we have been seeing a divergence of Bitcoin prices from other cryptocurrencies, namely Bitcoin performs better. Even the prices we are seeing on your screen right now show that Bitcoin has fallen less than half of what Ethereum has fallen, which is the number 2 in market cap. I think that gap will increase. I think that it is possible that Bitcoin may go down a little further, though at a personal level, I will be a buyer later today. I do feel that we will hit numbers like 100K again in a matter of days, weeks, like max mid-March. And there will come a time when the original promise of Bitcoin going up to ridiculously high levels during Trump's presidency will still become a belief again.
And do you think there is a case here for governments, more and more governments, to step in, giving more crypto direction? Because this kind of volatility coming from very low levels to 1 lakh, going above 1 lakh to coming down to 89,000 level, time for governments to be more vigilant, stepping into to these kind of cryptocurrency, managing them more through directions or through policies.
I think that regulation is desirable, but not for the reason of volatility. Volatility is a characteristic of this asset, and people have to come in knowing that volatility can be their best friend or their greatest enemy in this market. I think the scope for regulation comes in primarily for things like scams, misinformation, and the like. Also, security measures, forgery, fraud, and the like, as we saw with a huge security lapse at the cryptocurrency exchange Bybit, which led to about a $1.5 billion loss, which is something like about a 14,000 crore rupee loss occurring. That is the area where government needs to work on, not on the volatility. That is okay.
And as we are talking, and a few minutes ago, a press release came that CBI in India, Central Bureau of Investigation, has conducted searches over 60 locations across India in again Bitcoin scam. So Bitcoin is still having this layer. You think that this layer is actually making it easier for scamsters to in a way trap gullible people, or do you think that this time the people should be mature enough to understand what cryptocurrencies are all about or Bitcoin is all about?
I think while I would wish that people were aware, people don't seem to be aware even in the case of digital wallets and stock options. Largely, people's naivety as well as ignorance is being tapped into by scamsters. It is regrettably very common in the crypto market for people to come and conduct scams. The CBI thing that you talked about for Gain Bitcoin was a scam that erupted in India primarily in 2018. Until today, the government or the regulator or the law enforcement is actually finding more and more skeletons in that cupboard. So that is actually a very old, 7-year-old scam, Gain Bitcoin. The main perpetrator of that fraud actually has even died when the enforcement directorate trapped him in Thailand. So that is actually unrelated to this, but you are right. Issue and occurrences of fraud and scam is regrettably very common.